naman natitira sa atin. Sabi yung ni Consul, si Rizal Ro tumalo dito. Napag-isip na ako. Mayo rin Ro tumalo ba? Pareho tayo. Si Jose Rizal, natapos sa Lunete. Yung kasi sa ano namin, yung lolo ko sa tuhod, Katipunero, nakulong po siya sa Fort Santiago. Lolo ko naman po, nakulong din. Wala, iwan ni Quezon doon, kinulong naman sa Fort Santiago yung pala. Ang tatay ko naman yung pangatlo sa, Generation, meron ko pinakukulong eh. Tatay ko, Fort Bonifacio. Eh, 7 taon, 7 buwan inabot naman sa kanya. Pinay ako ng politiko sa Generation ko. Baka ako naman susunod. Kung ako naman makakulong, pakiusap ko, pwede sa the fort na lang. Alam mo, napunta tayo ko yung series na medyo. Natin ko naman napalaya, maski pa pa, no? I'm sure, it's nice, but perhaps there really is some fortuitous circumstance that brought me here anyway. Anyway, dito na tayo sa formal na parte. Kaya maglalapit ko isa ko para ako dyan, 6 na kain na lang. Unang beses ko ito makabisita na Chicago, kaya nung matunugan ko pong tuloy na ang working visit natin dito, talaga na-excite po ako. Sabi ko, saan ko na matupad? Dahil sa medyo mababa akong pangarap, matikman ang inyong deep dish pizza. Nasa Boston ko kasi kami, ini-introduce yung deep dish pizza sa 83. Eksakto na ako mag-evalis. So nakita ko yung advertisement, kung mo nakita yung pizza. Hindi naman pwede pa ako kumain ng pizza, nakaabot ako sa Chicago, go home, the deep dish. At nasubok ko na ako kanina, sarap ko pala talaga. Siyempre po, makalawa lang yung pagtitingin sa talagang pinananabigan natin, number 1 po sa listahan natin, ang mga kamusta kayo, ang mga kapos natin nandito, para kumain natin mga Pilipino. At kita kung buhay na buhay kayo, talagang sulit na sulit ang pagbisita ko sa inyo. Pinag-rare nga po rin the city to Chicago, pero talagang sa init po ng inyong pagtanggap. Yan ako
This is Jun Delpin of Unlimited Agency. Jun, what can you say about the speech of President Aquino?
It's a message of historical importance, cultural empowerment, and global economics. That's the big picture that I like what he said.
This is Miss Juanita Salvador Burres. And Juanita, what can you say about the speech of President Aquino?
I appreciate his high energy and his casual, sort of informal way of addressing us in the Filipino community. I like his sense of humor, but I truly appreciate how 6.8% growth in the economy is a pretty good accomplishment, and I congratulate him for that. But I also wonder how much of that trickles down to the 100 million who, in a sense, are not beneficiaries of a trickle-down economy. So he really must make sure that there are policies that spread his wealth, not only among the 140 families that really own the wealth and the land in the country, but there are policies that will spread it in specific ways so that it is part of his legacy when he lives in 2016. It was wonderful to be here.
Thank you very much, Ms. Jessica O'Brien and Marlon Pexton. Judge, what can you say about the speech of President Aquino?
I thought his speech was very heartwarming. He was funny. He was a great speaker, and I loved how he also incorporated some of the statistics that the economy is getting better. And of course, I always love reading about his, and also him speaking in person about his desire to get rid of corruption. So that's always been his theme and his father's theme as well as his mother. So I'm glad to see him follow that theme. So I thought it was a great speech. It was so nice for him to visit the city.
Wow, very good. Did you say that?
Thank you very much.
The country to be able to feed their families, 5,000 people a day, and forced to leave their countries and their families. These are mothers, brothers, sisters, sons, and daughters. It is the Philippine president's and the Philippine government's responsibility to care for its people. And yet, they did not support her. For 5 years, Mayor Jane Donoso has been criminalized, and yet the Philippine government has done nothing. I would like to call again for the people's power. The people power that has saved her. The people power has continued to fight for the interests of the nation. Public partnership agreement that has privatized services that is supposed to go to the people. He would stop or drop the missing forces agreement or the enforced defense cooperation agreement that has committed crimes against the Filipino people to your agreements. If the Philippine president genuinely cared for the people, he would continue to support them and fight for them instead of coming to this country, coming to this city to look for investors that would just make businesses out of the people and the national resources of the nation. And if the Philippine president cared about the Filipino people, no.
Businesses in Chicago, led by our own home healthcare agencies, and evident in a number of food establishments, accounting and law firms. Like every one of you, we have been getting excited too about the opening of a Jollibee store in Skokie. There are an estimated 90,000 Filipinos and Filipino-Americans in the city whose significant professional achievements and contributions have been widely recognized by all. They are in the professions, mainly in medicine, nursing, physical therapy, and caregiving. Chicago and the state of Illinois are home to more than 30 Fortune 500 companies, about 1/3 of whom have chosen to invest in and are present in the Philippines. Moreover, our country can learn from the city's impressive tourism figures. These are Chicago figures, but we may be able to learn something from how they do it. 48.34 million tourist arrivals in 2013 in Chicago. The 2014 numbers are to be released next month and are expected to reach the 50 million mark. It is a good example for our country's tourism and economic agenda. As we continue to engage the U.S. government to help us protect our people and our mutual interests with the United States, we have been met with support from key officials in the United States Congress, who will be joining the Philippine-U.S. Friendship Caucus, and cooperation from key government agencies in the Midwest, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, the National Labor Relations Board, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, and the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services. Thus, with all these contacts, our goals are always within reach. Mr. President, we all pray for God's guidance in everything that you do, and that He bestows upon you good health always, and safety and freedom from harm in all your travels. Finally, Mr. President, may the good Lord grant the wish of every Filipino, that our country and people enjoy the blessings of peace and prosperity that your administration has worked very hard to achieve and maintain. Once again, welcome to Chicago, Mr. President.
By our exciting reform story, which I'm sure the President will tell you about shortly. It comes at a time when strong macroeconomic fundamentals, prudent public finance management, and good governance have led to significant improvements in the Philippines' business environment and competitiveness, as well as greater overall investor confidence. It comes at a time of amazing optimism for a kind of economic growth that's not only sustainable, but also inclusive and equitable. The bottom line, therefore, is that we are reaping what may be called the good governance dividend. Investor confidence and robust economic partnerships with key economies, such as the United States, constitute the solid foundations upon which we've embarked on a strong brand of economic diplomacy that promotes a Philippines now open for business. These efforts become more vital if viewed in the context of the U.S. rebalance to Asia.
Tayo ay isang bansang malaya, mayaman at makulay ang kultura. Senator or congressman, sino po ba dito? Anyone? Anybody? Or maybe President of the Philippines? Gusto nyo ba? Anyway, sige po. Just in case tatakbo kayong public official, can I ask you here in Chicago, here in the Marriott Hotel? Ready mo ba? Everybody, please? Yeah, let's take let's swear to become a good Filipino citizen. Ready mo ba? Or good Filipino? Ready na ba? Ako'y isang tapat at totoong lingkod ng bayan. Pabor o lagay o suhol ay di ko pinapayagan. Tapat at ipaglalaban ko dangan ng bayan ko. Wave! Pagkat ako'y isang mabuting Pilipino, niyaman ko ang bayan ko. Tinutupad ko ang aking mga tungkulin, sinusunod ko ang kanyang mga alituntunin. Ako'y isang mabuting Pilipino. Kayo rin ba? Tinawag ko ang bayan ko, tinutupad ko ang aking mga tungkulin, sinusunod ko ang kanyang mga alituntunin. Wow! Wow! Yan. Naintindihan ko. Naintindihan ko. One more please! Pagkat ako'y isang mabuting Pilipino. Pwede na? Pwede ba mas malakas pa? Let's make it louder, come on! Pagkat ako'y isang mabuting Pilipino. One more time! Being a proud Filipino! Pagkat ako'y isang mabuting Pilipino. Wow!
With essential financial tools and information to help improve their standard of living. As access to credit and information increases, TransUnion is seeing a growing middle class that needs greater access to credit cards, mortgages, auto lending, and personal loans. We believe in information for good. We see information differently, not just for what it is, but for what it can help people and businesses accomplish. For example, TransUnion launched the first consumer credit score, resulting in over 100% average increase in new approvals with flat delinquencies to the banks, enabling banks to simplify the process of applying for loans, reducing approvals from an average of 7 days down to 2 days, and in many cases, instant approval in principle. We're helping credit limits, and they've increased by about 18%. Balances have increased by about 12%.
opening credit markets for more people to realize their dreams. The Philippine economy is poised for long-term economic growth, key drivers being IT business process outsourcing and robust inflows of remittances from overseas Filipino workers. This year, the export revenue from BPO sectors is $18 billion, and the number of employees surpassing 1 million. At the same time, remittances from Filipinos working and living abroad climbed to a record high of 26.9 billion last year, with over 10 million in number. Together, these two industries account for over 20% of Philippines' total economy.
President encouraged the members of the council to ask questions. So we're talking of the U.S.-ASEAN Business Council, U.S. Chamber of Commerce, National Center for APEC. And there were about 7 or 8 of them that asked questions and gave their comments. Most of them expressed their appreciation for what the government has been doing to improve the business climate in the Philippines. They congratulated the President for the growth of the economy. It's one of the fastest growing in accelerated manner. He also talked about the need for connectivity because of the archipelagic character of the country, so we need a lot of connectivity in terms of roll-on, roll-off facilities, seaports, and the like.
How about the internet connectivity?
That was also discussed, no? Because DOST is working on being able to increase the number of hotspots all over the country for enhanced connectivity.
In the MBPS.
The closing, Monica Whaley, who is president of the National Center for APEC, remarked that financial inclusion is very evident in every sphere on helping SMEs. And that is where, since SMEs have little capital, connectivity. Aquino mentioned the marble exports of Romblon, where a certain Undersecretary Marfil comes from.
Yeah.
Secretary Purisima also updated them on the customs modernization.
Kung mataasan tumaas ang MBPS natin sa Pilipinas, bababa na ngayon ang rate pagtawag ng mga Pilipino galing dito.
Yun ang trabaho ng DOST natin, no? Na-improve yung infrastructure natin for internet.
Significant dun sa meeting ni President with the mayor? Or
Well,
it was just a chat?
Very, very cordial, no? Very. Mayor Emmanuel lauded the President for his I am your admirer for being outspoken and clear-eyed on important issues affecting your country. Upbeat, no, about the significant contributions made by the Filipino community. The Filipino-American community is a very vital part of the vitality of Chicago. It's a major contributor. I was an admirer of your mother when she was president.
Photographer certificate will actually be available online, and I can give you